Hello my fellow creators and welcome to my YouTube channel. This week I decided to make a birthday card using some of the supplies I had in my stash. So I'll be making a mini slimline card today, and I'm going to use this die by Dare to Be Artsy to cut out my panel. For my sentiment, I've decided to use this It's Your Birthday die that I got from Simon Says Stamp. I'm also going to be using this layering stencil set. It is the Party Candles stencil by Simon Says Stamp as well. Now to start my ink blending, I'm coming in with the lighter colors to begin with. So I'm starting with spun sugar, and then I'm going in with some abandoned coral. And as you can see, I have some copy paper off to the right so I can wipe off the excess ink from my brushes. And it looks like I need to wash my brushes. Now I'm using some dried marigold, and then going in with some squeezed lemonade. Now the tape that I'm using is something that I bought from scrapbook.com, and I'll link it in the description box below. Now I'm using some cracked pistachio and then going in with some evergreen bough. And before I remove the stencil to move it over to the right, I'm going to go ahead and ink blend the flame portion of this stencil using some scattered straw. I've gone ahead and shifted the stencil over to the right to continue my pattern of candles. And now I'm going in with some tumbled glass and then with some shaded lilac. Now that finishes out the rainbow, but there are a few candles left on the stencil, so I'll just start the rainbow order once again with some more spun sugar and abandoned coral. I've gone ahead and placed the second layer of the stencil on and going over with some darker ink colors at this point. So I'm starting with picked raspberry and then going over the next one with candied apple, then some ripe persimmon and some mustard seed. Next, I'm bringing in some lucky clover and then some mermaid lagoon. Now for the second layer of the flames, the center portion, I am using some carved pumpkin. Once I've wiped down the stencil, I go ahead and shift it over to the right to continue with my pattern. Now I'm going in with some blueprint sketch. And I don't know why at this point I stopped using the tape, but I brought in these scraps of cardstock and I should have stuck with the tape. Then after Blueprint Sketch, I used Wilted Violet and then repeated with Picked Raspberry and Candied Apple. Now, because I cleaned the stencil between uses, I didn't let it dry completely. And I don't know if you can tell in the video or not, but it's smudged just a bit. So I just ink blended over the bottom with the ink that was left on my orange blending brush. And then I'm layering the happy birthday sentiment. So I just cut that out using some white cardstock I had in my stash. And I'm layering it 3 times. And then once I have that layered, I'm going ahead and attaching it to the holographic shadow die. For my second card, I decided not to use rainbow colors, but rather to use some muted colors. So for my candles, I am using weathered wood. And for the flames, I will pull in some antique linen. Now, since I did use muted colors for the candles, I decided to use this Happy Birthday to You die cut from Lawn Fawn and just ink blending over it using the colors that are left on my blending brushes. Now I'm using my Xyron sticker maker to add sticky to the back of this intricate die. And then once I've got that made into a sticker, I'm going to go ahead and attach it to my card panel. I have decided to mat my panels on some black cardstock as well. Now that my panels are matted on the black cardstock, I'm going to go ahead and attach them to the card base. At this point, I decided to add some colorful sequins to the card with the muted colors. And this is sequins I had in my stash that I think I got in one of Simon Says Stamps card kits. So I'm just using different colored sequins and attaching it to the card. Now I brought in my Nuvo shimmer pen to add some sparkle to the flames on both cards. And for the rainbow card, I've decided to add some glossy accents just to the center portion of the flame. And here are my 2 completed cards for this week. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribe to my YouTube channel or followed me on any of my social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye!